But for the dropping knowledge section, I wanted to take some time and really just share with each and every one of you. Hopefully you can find some inspiration behind my message here. If you have a notebook, take it out. See if you guys can write down some encouraging or inspiring words from what I have to say. But if you guys don't know who I am or anything really about my past, I played for 8 years in the NFL. And I think on the surface, if you just hear that, it's like, wow, that's really awesome. And that must have been a lot of fun. Good for you. But the reality is there was a lot that went into my story before that happened. So I went to an extremely small high school, about 250 kids in the entire high school, and I graduated with about 60 kids. And my dream as a kid, like my Super Bowl, let's call it, was to play Division I football, specifically for Michigan State. And you would think, well, that's probably not that difficult to achieve, seeing as you went to the NFL, but that's not what happened. Coming out of high school, I was an average player, or as John Bunn's title says, just another guy. I mean, I was tall, but I wasn't really that special, so to speak. And I only had 2 offers coming out of high school, and both of them were to play Division II football. So this dream that I had to go to Michigan State didn't happen. And I end up at Saginaw Valley. And so I take that opportunity at Saginaw Valley. Hey, it's better than what I was at high school. And then as I'm getting done with my time at Saginaw Valley, my Division II college, I would love to continue playing football if I could. And typically the next step for that is to get drafted into the NFL. So I sit through the NFL draft and I don't get drafted. But I do have another step that I can take because I do get an opportunity to be an undrafted free agent. So then as an undrafted free agent, I show up to the Chargers. They were in San Diego at the time, hoping I can make a football team. I don't make a football team. That wasn't my path. My path was not to go to the NFL at that point in time, and I get cut. So they asked me to go play in NFL Europe. NFL Europe is not the NFL, but it is a step above college. I go over to Amsterdam, play for the Netherlands team there, the Amsterdam Admirals, and come back, another shot at the NFL. Hopefully I can make the team this time. Still don't make the team, but I do take another step. I get invited to be on their practice squad, which was an amazing experience. Now I'm in the locker room. Then the next year rolls around, and I finally achieved my goal after 3 years of trying to make it to the NFL. And then once I'm there, I was able to turn that into an 8-year NFL career. I share this with you as a little bit of a backstory because I think there's a mindset that we don't really talk about enough, because there's this idea that life is short. But in reality, life is long. And my opinion is that's something to embrace, because if this life is long, then that means we haven't missed our moment yet. We're not too late, and we're not too far behind. So in my mind, when I was thinking, man, I really wanted to go to Michigan State, I wasn't too late. I wasn't too far behind. There was still a lot of game left to play. And sometimes people think they've either made it or missed it. In my opinion, in my case, it was by like 18, 19. But some people think that at 34, 54, 64. But the truth is, their journey is still unfolding. And that realization does 2 important things. First, I think it can calm us and settle us. It lets us breathe. And it reminds us that this business, this life really, it's not a sprint. It's a marathon. And success doesn't arrive as an avalanche. Most of the time it's slow. It's this consistent chipping away at something until it reveals itself. It's important to know that clarity up all at once. It evolves over time. The second thing is it redefines what success means, because if games are often won in the second half, which they are, then why are we judging ourselves by where we are right now, by what we're doing in the first quarter? Early challenges in life don't define you. They prepare you trying to go. Early days in the NFL. I spent entire off seasons grinding through the camp and practices, knowing full and well I probably wasn't going to play on Sundays. I was running scout team, putting in the reps day after day, not for the applause and the cheer of the fans, but so that I could be ready, so that if my opportunity ever came, I was going to be ready for it. And the only way to do that was to stay consistent. Even when the scoreboard in the beginning wasn't always in my favor, I had to stay consistent. And I think about those brutal off seasons and the days training and running in the summer heat and pushing through exhaustion and training body and mind before the season ever started. And that work never showed up on my scoreboard right away. But it built something in me that eventually paid off when it mattered the most. Now, in real estate, it's the same thing, guys. Showing up every day, making calls, writing offers, hosting open houses, nurturing leads. Sometimes it feels like others are closing deals left and right. They're getting the scholarships to the top teams. They're getting drafted. And we feel like we're stuck in neutral. And that's when your mind starts to scream, I'm behind. I have to panic, pick up the pace. But the real question is right now the goal? The real question is right now moving me forward consistently? Because that should be our goal. You should be positioning yourself mentally, emotionally, and professionally to be ready when your moment comes. Because when the world around me seemed to be running this faster race, I had to run my own race. I couldn't get discouraged. I had to stay consistent and remember what mattered most to me, which was that progress. And that doesn't mean ignoring today's results. It means learning to view today through a long-term lens. Didn't land the listing? Didn't close the buyer? Okay. What did you learn? Where can you improve? Who did you connect with that might matter later? You only lose, listen to this, you only lose when you stop. As long as you keep moving forward, as long as you keep adapting and learning, there are no stopping points. There's just checkpoints. And we forget this. Most limitations are self-imposed. There's a story that's going around the internet right now that is my absolute favorite, and it's Nick Saban, who's a famous football coach for the Alabama Crimson Tide. And he's giving a speech to a group of people. And in his speech, he says, you know what? When I was a young boy, I was out fishing. There's this man next to me. And I'm fishing. I can't catch a single thing. And the guy next to me, he's pulling in fish left and right. He's pulling in big fish, and he's pulling in little fish. And I noticed something. He keeps throwing the big fish back, and he's keeping the little fish. And he goes, finally, I got so pissed off. I said, hey, man, why do you keep throwing the big fish back and keeping the little fish? He goes, well, because I only got a 9-inch frying pan at home. So his message to the audience was, how big is your frying pan? What limitations are self-imposed that you're putting on yourself? Because quitting isn't something that life does to you. It's something that you decide. And there's a famous author, his name's Jim Rohn. He said, success is easy. And people say, well, if success is easy, why isn't everyone successful? And the answer is because doing the wrong thing is easy too. It's easy to compare yourself to others. It's easy to panic. And it's easy to quit. But the real growth, the real breakthrough that happens, it happens one step at a time, one call at a time, one listing at a time. Step by step, day by day, you will evolve. Not every day has to be a home run, but it's about showing up, getting on base, and building momentum. It's about creating a version of yourself that's ready when the game is on the line. And if you hang in long enough, if you keep betting on yourself, if you show up when it's hard, you will get your Super Bowl. You will get your breakthrough. You will earn the trust of your clients. They will know your brand. The reputation that most people never stick around long enough to build, you will get. But it takes time. It demands patience, and patience will test you. It will stretch you. It might break you wide open. But from that chaos comes clarity. And from that resistance comes growth. And from that suffering comes meaning. So, my message to you is, if things feel slow right now, if you're not where you want to be yet, if the scoreboard doesn't show that Division I scholarship that you hope for, just remember this. Your short-term losses, they aren't crippling you. They are creating you. So keep showing up your race and keep playing the long game. That's all I got for you. Thank you.